Hey guys, welcome to another Minecraft video. Today I'm going to show you how to build a wishing well. It's a pretty simple build, and the way it's designed it will depend on what you throw in as to what you get out. You can set it up a lot of different ways, but we're going to set it up today with two filters so that you can have one design. You can see over here you'll have one hopper or one dispenser that will have good wishes in there, and you'll have one that will have not so good wishes. You can use it sort of as a trolling thing if you'd like, if you're on a server, or you can set it up for something good where people can come over and have something really good for a diamond maybe, or anything else, and they'll get a normal something, maybe some tree saplings or whatever you'd like to put. So let's get started. First thing you're going to build is a normal item filter, and the easiest way is start off with just a box like that, and then knock out those. Then come over here and put a repeater in there facing that way. Come back here and put a torch so that the repeater is facing the block with a torch on it. Then come up top, put a comparator facing away from where the torch is with redstone dust there and redstone dust there. And you have a basic filter set up with the redstone. Come over here, place a hopper into that comparator, then come down and place a junk block and a chest. Then knock out that block and come over and hold down shift, and you can place a hopper facing into that chest. So in the end you'll have a hopper facing a comparator and a hopper facing the chest. And there's the first step of building your wishing well. The other thing that you want to add to this is to have a place so that anything that's not a diamond or whatever you're really trying to collect gets collected somewhere. Some versions have this going straight into a lava source to destroy it, but we're going to do it so that it collects as well, because maybe somebody will throw something good in there for you. So put 5 blocks in a row directly off of this one, have a comparator with 2 repeaters and then 2 redstone. And the reason you need these repeaters here is because if you try to put redstone, it connects the whole system together, and you don't want that. You want it to stay separate, so don't put any extra ticks on there. Just place them and have them facing just like that, and then we'll build the rest of that here in just a second. But then you're going to come back over here, and you're going to need to have a jump block placed there against that comparator. Oops, let's fix that. Place a jump block against the comparator, but you hold down shift and make sure you have the hitbox of that. You have that there, and then another one, and then destroy that one and place a hopper going into that. So over here you have the hopper facing away from the comparator. Over here it's facing into the comparator. And then what you'll want to do is make this a double chest. Come up here and then place another hopper going straight into that chest. So you have a hopper facing away from that and then straight down. And this way this chest collects everything that comes in to your wishing well. So no matter what comes in, everything will collect right there, just to make it a little bit simpler. So then for the redstone over here, directly off of this one that's gone down as part of the filter there, put 2 blocks out, and then come over here and put 2 blocks right back in. And you're going to come and put a repeater right there, and then a repeater right there, and then redstone dust there and there. And let's just go look and make sure I'm doing this right. Take a glance over here. Nope, I did it wrong. Good thing we looked. Come over here, take that one out, and put a solid block right there and on top of that, and then just have a repeater facing into that. So there you go. There's your basic build. This is what's going to happen here. This is going to be set up to collect diamonds, and so anytime a diamond comes in here, it activates the comparator, which will send the signal down, and we're going to have this filled up so that the diamond will make it go just enough to activate the second spot, which will activate the repeater, which will come around and power this block, which is going to eventually have a dispenser facing upwards right there. But we're not going to place that just yet. For the second line, you're going to come over here and you're going to stair step down just like that, and then block those out if you like to have your redstone on something different. And you're going to come in just the same as you've done here, and just like you have that solid block there, put a solid block right there. And then we're basically just going to bring redstone down all the way here, all the way there, and then put a repeater facing into that block on one tick, or just place it, and then there's your basic redstone. What you're going to need for your dispensers is we'll come over here, make sure these are facing upwards, make sure your circle's on top, place the block in between them, hold down shift and jump so you can place that, and then place one more facing upwards. And you can see that this redstone line here comes in, it'll power this block, which will power that dispenser. This redstone line will come around and power that block, which will power that dispenser. And so there's all of your redstone set up for your wishing well. So now you're going to have to do the actual wishing well part. And as you can see on these other ones that I've built over here, you've got a couple of spots above that top dispenser, and mainly this is just so you can get around here and do some work if you need to. You don't have to have that, but it's good if you do, just so that if you need to do some maintenance on it, or when it comes time to refill your dispensers, you'll be able to do that. So hold down shift and jump and place one, then place one more, and then this one is actually going to be your ground. So what we're going to do is go ahead and make a platform here. Now the water is going to be directly above this hopper here, so we're going to come and knock out that block, and you can come and see that it's right there. But what you want to do, you want to make sure that you're not going to lose your redstone once the water gets in there. So come over here and just fill this up. I use glass just so you can see it. Makes it easier. You can see if something's getting caught in there, and close that out at the end, and you can see if anything's going wrong in there, and you can see if you need to fix anything. So then grab yourself a water source and put it there. And that was almost bad. Make sure that you fill in that. And there you go. One little mistake there, but we fixed it. So make sure you have everything filled in. And the water will come in right there, and that will act as your filter. Now to fill in this filter, we'll go ahead and do that. What you're going to need to do is get some signs. Grab some of those. You're going to actually want a few of those, so just grab a handful of them. We're done with water, so we can get rid of that. And then since we're going to have this to be a filter for diamonds, we're going to go ahead and get some diamonds and put in there, and we're done with that as well. You're going to come up to this hopper, the one that's on top that's facing into the comparator, open it up, and these last 4 spots you're going to fill with signs. And then in the very first one, put diamonds in. You'll see they immediately start going down, and once it gets to 6, it'll stop. If it stops at 6, you've done everything right. You'll have one left in there, and the rest of them are here. You can collect those back or do whatever you want with them. But you're set up with all of your redstone now. And so what you'll need to do to finish is to just put your items in the dispensers. So we're going to put the diamond blocks in there, and then we're going to put our dirt in there. Now, we come up here, and we throw in that. It comes around, and there it is. Put it out over here, and we'll fix that problem in just a second. And then if you want to check to make sure that your diamond section is working, get that there, throw that in, wrong thing, throw the diamond in. You heard the click, and somewhere here we have a diamond block. So you can pick up your diamond block and your dirt blocks. And there we go. Everything is set up and ready to go. And you can see over here I've got one surrounded in dirt that will take care of everything for us. And so if we come back and we throw something in here, we'll throw a block of dirt in there, wait just a second, and eventually we should hear it click, and you saw it pop up. That's the only problem you really have with this, is that sometimes, since it does come up in a weird way, it will send it over and put it right back in there, and it'll kind of circle around, but that's no big deal. It just kind of randomizes it, and there's your wishing well. What I'm going to do, if it'll work, I'm going to show you the one I have set up in my server that I'm on, and a couple of extra little features that we've got there, and you can see how I've built the actual wishing well. But there's everything that you need to build a wishing well. So let's go over to the server and check out and see what it looks like over there. Alright, so here we are on the server, and here's the actual wishing well that I built. I used some half slabs there to stack those, and then some wooden slabs around. You want to put a piece of carpet or something where you're actually going to be standing, just so they'll know to stand there. The dispensers are down directly beneath that, so that gives you the best chance of getting it and to catch it before it gets cycled back through into the water. So there's what I built. It's nothing fancy, but it's kind of neat. You can see I've got the wishing well there. I'm tossing a diamond for a super wish, tossing anything else. For a normal wish, no signs. If you remember when we built the filter, we use signs. And if you throw a sign in there, it messes up your filter. So make sure people know not to put a sign in there. But other than that, you can basically put whatever you want to in here. And if you put in a diamond, you'll get a super wish. And if you throw anything else, you will get some other stuff. And I've got some pretty neat things in there. So let's move some of this stuff out of the way so we can see what we get. We'll just clear that out. And we'll use diamonds and mushrooms to see what kind of things we get. We use diamonds and fish. I've got a lot of that. So the first thing, let's throw a fish in and see what happens. I'm going to move back so you can see it maybe. And then we got a redstone dust that just decided to hop over here somewhere. So then we'll try a diamond and see what happens there. And for our diamond, we got a name tag. Pretty good deal, I think. Try it one more time. Let's do another piece of fish and see what comes up. A piece of watermelon. That's pretty good. Food for food. Throw in another diamond. And we get, what? Another name tag. Most of the time it's pretty random. Sometimes you'll get, let's try one more and just see what happens. Maybe we'll get some other name tag. That didn't work out right. Sometimes you'll get some strange things happening. Who knows? But it's a wishing well, and you can't always guarantee you're going to get what you want from a wishing well. But that's the basics of how it works. I'm going to take you down and show you how I did mine. I'm just going to dig straight down here. I've got a little path made up, but we're going to do that just to make it easier. And here's the way the redstone I've got fixed up. I would come in my door here. Here's my chest. I didn't use a double chest. I just used a single chest just when I do that. And I used an extra hopper, but you could have done just the same. I had a double chest coming over here. And then I opened this up and used the sign there. That way, if for some reason I need to test it, I can throw something in there and it'll get picked up just to make sure that it's going to work. You can actually see whatever came up got cycled back through and it triggered it once again. We got a lot of other redstone. You can see it. I'll show you what I did here in just a second. But this is basically the same thing. You can see I've tried to fill in all of the open blocks. And I had to do a few extra things different. But normally, in the one that we just built, we had a solid block there with comparator coming off and then some redstone coming down. But I added in this so that it would play a song for us once we come through. When it triggers, it would come over here and activate this redstone, and it'll play a song that I will show you pretty soon. You can see how that works. But the other thing that I added that I didn't show you in the first part of the video was this. These come around here, these hoppers, and they go directly into, you can see the dispenser kind of in the corner down there, and there's the other one right there, obviously. But this just gives us easy access to be able to come through and load up these things. I'll show you what I've got in there. Down here, we've got in the bottom one, we have our stuff that's the normal stuff. You know, you may be interested in some of that. You may be not. You might get something good. You might get something bad. And then if we go up here, you can see that we've got a book, some armor, some lapis blocks, saddles, horse armor, and then you've got stuff coming through in these, some glistening melons, some leads, things that may be useful, maybe not, but again, it's a wishing well. You can't always guarantee you're going to get something great. So here's the cool thing I did. I picked up this redstone signal coming from there, and that's why I had to do this a little bit differently to get that signal across. And then I picked up the signal from there. It comes out. So anytime you activate the wishing well, it'll come around here, and it'll bring this signal, and you'll activate this. And it plays, "When you wish upon a star." Isn't that appropriate for a wishing well? So that's just one thing you can do. I've got another thing that I may add later. It'll be another bonus. So now it already plays a song for you when you use the wishing well. And I've got another little surprise that I'm working on that I may add to it later. And if I get that done, I'll be sure and come back here and show you what I did. But this is the completed wishing well. This is the redstone with the song playing down there. If you build it, I hope that it works for you. Let me know if you do anything different. I'm sure you can figure out some different ways to make this a lot bigger, a lot more useful. There's a ton of different ways you can use the same concept and build whatever you want. But I hope it works for you. I hope you enjoy it, and I thank you for watching. Have a good day.